You are doing the finest possible thing and acting in your best interest. If, as you say in your letter, you are persevering in your efforts to acquire a sound understanding. This is something it is foolish to pray for when you can win it from your own self. There is no need to raise up your hands to the heaven. There is no need to implore the temple warden to allow us close to the ear of some graven image, as though this increased the chance of our being heard. God is near you, is with you, is inside you. Yes, Lucilius, there resides within us a divine spirit, which guards us and watches us in the evil and the good we do. As we treat him, so will he treat us. No man indeed is good without God. Is anyone capable of rising above fortune unless he has help from God? He it is that prompts us to noble and exalted endeavors in each and every good man. A God? What God, we are uncertain, dwells. If you have ever come on a dense wood of ancient trees that have risen to an exceptional height, shutting out all sight of the sky with one thick screen of branches upon another, the loftiness of the forest, the seclusion of the spot, your sense of wonderment at finding so deep and unbroken a gloom out of doors, will persuade you of the presence of a deity. Any cave in which the rocks have been eroded deep into the mountain resting on it, its hollowing out into a cavern of impressive extent not produced by the labors of men, but by the result of processes of nature, will strike into your soul some kind of inkling of the divine. We venerate the sources of important streams. Places where a mighty river bursts suddenly from hiding are provided with altars. Hot springs are objects of worship. The darkness or unfathomable depths of pools has made their water sacred. And if you come across a man who was never alarmed by danger, never affected by cravings, happy in adversity, calm in the midst of storm, viewing mankind from a higher level than the gods from their own, it is not likely that a feeling will find its way into you of veneration for him. It is not likely that you will say to yourself, here is a thing which is too great, too sublime for anyone to regard it as being in some sort of category as that puny body it inhabits. Into that body there has descended a divine power. The soul that is elevated and well regulated, that passes through any experience as if counted from comparatively little, that smiles at all things we fear or pray for, is impelled by a force that comes from heaven. A thing of that soul's height cannot stand without the prop of a deity. Hence the greater part of it is situated where it descends from, in the same way as the sun's rays touch the earth, but are really situated at a point from which they emanate. A soul possessed of greatness and holiness, which has been sent down into the world in order that we might gain a nearer knowledge of the divine, associates with us certainly, but never loses contact with its source. On that source it depends. That is the direction in which its eyes turn, and the direction it strives to climb in. The manner in which it takes part in our affairs is that of a superior being. What then is this soul? Something which has a luster that is due to no quality other than its own. Could anything be more stupid than to praise a person for something that is not his? Or more crazy than admiring things which in a single moment can be transferred to another? It is not a golden bit that makes one horse superior to others. Sending a lion into the arena with his mane gilded, tired by the handling he has been given in the process of being forced to submit to this embellishment? is a very different thing from sending in a wild one with his spirit unbroken, bold in attack, as nature meant him to be. In all his unkempt beauty, a beast whose glory it is that none can look on him without fear. He stands higher in people's eyes than the other docile, gold leaf-coated creature. No one should feel pride in anything that is not his own. We praise a vine if it loads its branches with fruit, and bends its very props to the ground with the weight it carries. Would anyone prefer the famous vine that held gold grapes and leaves hanging on it? Fruitfulness is the vine's particular virtue. So too when a man praises due only to what is his very own. Suppose he has a beautiful home and a handsome collection of servants, a lot of land under cultivation, and a lot of money out at interest. Not one of these things can be said to be in him. They are just things around him. Praise in him what can neither be given nor snatched away, what is peculiarly a man's. You ask what that is. It is his spirit, and the perfection of his reason in that spirit. For man is a rational animal. Man's ideal state is realized when he has fulfilled the purpose for which he was born. And what is it that reason demands of him? Something very easy. That he live in accordance with his own nature. Yet this is turned into something difficult by the madness that is universal among men. We push one another into vices. And how can people be called back to spiritual well-being when no one is trying to hold them back and the crowd is urging them on?